Assalamu alaikum, ya Muslimun, and peace to all. As this video is based on a debate that was made by some Christians, or actually atheists, one ex-Muslim against two Muslims. And the debate was based on whether Islam is a religion of peace. Now, of course, again, if you don't know me, my name is Taalib Abdur Rahim, and this is, as you see in the front, is the name of the video, or the title, and you can go and see the comments that were made there and so forth. I'm going to make a comment video-wise, of course, again, like I've done in the past with other videos of mine. Why? Because this is, number one, it's my faith, and number two, I want to clarify, and that's what I've been doing in a few of my videos, to clarify what Islam is, from what I understand and learned and studied for the years that I've been Muslim. I'm not a highly professed student of knowledge. I don't consider myself a student of knowledge, and the reasons is because I didn't spend enough time studying. But I do consider myself who sought knowledge and was studious enough to seek it, and to know that you cannot just go and take even any religion other than Islam and think that you can understand it after just maybe a few years, or you brought up and raised in it. And on either side of these panels, they all pretty much don't understand Islam to its fullest extent, that and no one will ever. And even the Prophet ﷺ there were things that he didn't know, because Allah is the one who's all-knowing. Mankind isn't. So, but we have to take that imperfection that we don't have and accept it, that we're not going to know everything about a religion when you first come into it, especially, or even when you grow up. And when you grow up, you're not always professed in the religion, because you're not always taught by your parents, or those people that your parents send you around or allow you to be around. Okay? So, I want to touch base on a few issues and a few points that these people made. Number one, Zeba Khan, and just make my own opinion about her as who she was, who she is, and what she said in relation to her background and growing up. She was mostly raised in an extremely liberal household, Muslim household. She happened to be Muslim, Indian Muslim. They allowed a lot of things that majority of the Muslims would probably not do, and mainly because of the stipulations and the laws and the ways of our faith that do not allow us to go that far as she has. But that's her life. That's what she did. Her family, her parents allowed her to go and pray with other non-Muslim people and worship in their home. I mean, in their place of worship. And in Islam, this is of course admonished and warned against, and it's impermissible according to many facets of the Sharia. You can't just pray with people who are not of your faith. You pray with the people who are of your faith. Even there are times when it's mentioned that we do not even pray with certain Muslims that have gone far astray, because they may influence us to go far astray with them, along with them. So there's these positions that we have to take, these regulations and rules, like rules and regulations in life, period, to forbid the people from transgressing the bounds and going beyond that which could cause harm to the people, or cause them to do something that is going to not benefit them later on. And this is how our faith, Islam, is, as well as any society of life and how people live, whether they're religious or not. There are rules and regulations, and people want to try to take what they know within their society and think that they can put it on and try to conform the belief to fit what they understand, like mainly these atheists on the panel. But back to the point with Ziba, she came with what she knew, and she doesn't know a lot. Okay. Unfortunately, again, like even one of the, the non-Muslim debaters mentioned that it was too bad there weren't any Muslim scholars that were able to debate against them, but they didn't need to, because we don't need to debate our faith. Our faith is the truth. It's going to be what it is on the day of Qiyamah, and even before then, each individual, when they go into their grave, are going to know with a surety the truth. That you should be submitting to your Lord. That's just the point. But you choose which path you go, as it is mentioned, like the Ziba herself said, Ziba Khan, and she tried to break it, about the part, and she, recited the translation, the English translation of the Quran when it deals with there's no compulsion in religion. Okay, but again, my point in relation to these people, they don't have enough understanding. They go by sometimes literal, or they try to say contextual and allegorical, or what have you. They don't still have enough study done to go and try to interpret what is mentioned in the Quran and what is mentioned from the Prophet ﷺ and his hadiths, within his hadiths. Now Majdi, I think, Majdi Nawis, he might have a little more knowledge. He might have studied a little more. But the thing about, and he had some good points, but the thing is, he keeps referring back to political standards according to political individuals, and he brings in this real liberal sense of what he feels that Islam, and he is also catering to the people to not demonize this, to go along with these like panelists, these other two debaters that are against the point of Islam being peaceful. Now, I'm going to agree. Now, this is where I'm going to try to start off the part of my comment, besides commenting with my own opinion about the people as individuals. And I'm going to get into the other two debaters. I don't know one of them very well, but one of them I do know of her, which is Ayan Hersi Ali. But I will get into that in the next video, because the time is ending. But what I want to speak about in relation to these two people and the lack of knowledge that they have and where they have come and what they've learned to go on doesn't support Islam as being a religion of peace. And I'm going to get into that the next video, about how I feel, if I believe as a Muslim myself, and a Muslim who strives much so to learn and understand and follow the faith according to the early teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, means may the peace and blessings be upon him and his companions, and then the two generations that preceded them that were upon those and clung to, and then the scholars today in these times that have preserved this knowledge. So I will get back with you at the next video, inshallah, God willing. Thank you very much for listening, and try to get with the next video, part 2. This is part 1, of course. Okay. Shukran. Thank you, and peace, and assalamu alaikum.